Hey, what's up guys, how you all doing? Now, what's your favourite melee warframe? What frame do you jump straight to when you want to run a melee only mission? If you run Naramon as your focus school, then does it actually matter? Probably not. You could probably run bollock naked through a mission with Naramon and not worry about a goddamn thing. Unless you're Rhino, in which case, wang ahoy. Now for me, Saryn is a frame that has an incredible synergy with melee runs. She can continue to spread her spores along with having Toxic Lash boost her damage, Molt to distract groups of enemies, and if you decide to run with, say, a Jinn Sentinel, its Fatal Attraction can be incredibly useful. And of course, Miasma to stun and melt any enemies that are still alive once you've done all of the previous. Any toxin based weapons in the game will benefit Saryn greatly, but I'm still in love with my Ack and Brunt, so it's my go-to weapon for most missions at the minute, and I can't actually wait to see what these sword and board buffs that they spoke about in the last dev stream actually do to my Ack and Brunt. Really excited about that. Like I've said already, Naramon on any warframe running melee is powerful, and with Saryn and a spore build it is absolutely amazing, but not very challenging, and some of you might even say that running Naramon is downright boring, which is kind of why I've been running with Unairu a lot, and I'm trying to unlock its passives to get the most out of that focus school just to see how good it can actually be. Of course, there might still be a good few players out there that are still of the opinion that Saryn kind of sucks following her rework a good few months ago, and maybe because of that they refuse to touch Saryn, and I still see some players building her for Miasma and spamming Miasma in missions, which is crazy because that version of Saryn is dead and buried. She's no longer in nuke frame, hasn't been in nuke frame for a while. Miasma spam is weak without spores and toxin damage. Even then it's still not where it used to be, so maybe they need to switch things up because spreading spores is where it's really at with Saryn. If you have the Zenistar and a max range Saryn spreading spores, then you will know exactly what I'm talking about, because apparently that combination right now is a little bit broken. Now, how do I go about modding my Saryn or Saryn Prime for melee missions? Ideally, you will want Steel Charge as your aura because you're going to be running melee missions, but my Saryn is formed for Corrosive Projection since I run Saryn as a max range spore spreading frame most of the times and not normally a melee one, and I'm not going to stick another Forma on just to get Steel Charge in there only to have to Forma it again to put Corrosive Projection on. Now if you wanted, you could also use Stand United for that little bit of an extra armor if you wanted to run that as your aura, entirely your choice. I've also got a bit of negative efficiency with my build, but I have a maxed out Arcane Grace on my Tenokon Sayandana, so I don't really have any energy issues to deal with. If you have Zenuric Regen, then you're good to go as well. Energy won't really be an issue for you either. If you do suffer from energy issues, then switch Blind Rage out for Intensify or Transient Fortitude. There are plenty of other mods you could also swap into this build to suit your own playstyle. Armoured Agility or Constitution are two you could stick in, or Regenerative Molt could be swapped out for Contagion Cloud. The Regen Molt probably isn't really needed once you have Life Strike on your melee weapon. And of course, when running a melee only mission, your weapon of choice is going to play the largest part in how well you do in that mission. Any of the top weapons in the game right now, like the Galatine Prime, War, Nakana Prime, Fragor Prime and so on, of course, will help you cut down enemies a lot faster and get through those missions as quick as possible. Let me know what you guys think of melee Saryn, or what's your go-to frame when running melee only missions. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks very much for watching.